Hello, my name is Allie, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Mystic Destiny Serendipity of Aeons, Takumi's route. Let's go. Breathing heavily, I can feel the sweat of my brow. The world and all my senses come back into focus once again. I look down at Yasu, praying that everything went well. Did it work? Yasu's eyelids flicker, just slightly, and I gasp in relief. Is he a vampire? He's got fangs! The minute his eyelids move, struggling to open, his mom and dad rush over to him. I only get to see a glimpse of his violet eyes before his mother is hugging him and his father is blocking the view. With my job done, I let my gear crystal turn off with a single thought. I step back and watch the scene unfold with a smile. I did it. I brought Yasu back to his family. I'm so happy. I can't wait to tell Takumi. Yasu tries to use his voice, but whatever he wants to say comes out only as a series of raspy gasps. Jinsol, get the nurse. Jinsol seems unusually flustered and runs to obey Myoko. Seeing the happy reunion, I feel rather out of place, so I quietly walk out of the room too, exhausted. Ah, that took a lot out of me. I look around the hall for somewhere to sit down. Only Naoki really knows what sort of magic I actually used for this. I can't really imagine telling anyone. Death and chaos combined into one. Yeah, I can already see how well that would go down with people. I sigh. I used up a tiny piece of my own soul to wake him up, but it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. To see Mr. and Mrs. Ori happy like that. And if Taku was here, he'd be ecstatic about it too. Just need to actually find him to tell him that his brother is awake. A nurse almost passes by me, but she stops and doubles back to me. Are you okay, dear? You look rather pale. I shake my head and give her a small smile. Thank you, but I'm fine. It's just stress. The nurse smiles back at me kindly. Just remember that you can ask someone to look at you if you start feeling worse, okay? After I nod, she continues on her way. I wonder, if I keep doing this crap, can I end up as a literal zombie since I can't die? I hear faint footsteps behind me and a familiar voice calls out to me. Who is this familiar voice? Is it Taku? No. I'm just gonna go, hey. Okay, so it's Jinsol. I spin around to see Jinsol. He carefully examines my face.
You alright?
I nod, a little too hard perhaps. Yeah, the whole thing just took a little bit out of me.
Even though you didn't do it for me, I want to thank you for waking up Yasu.
I manage to smile and nod again. Did you need something?
I might have found a lead on Takumi.
Really? Suddenly my vision blurs for a moment, and I press my hand to my head, swaying.
You might think that you're fine, but you look very ill. You should go home. We'll talk more later, when I have more information. Do you want me to take you home?
I shake my head. Sorry if my voice is raspy. I've said it in other videos, but I was at my parents' house this weekend and I'm allergic to cats. They have 3. I was sneezing so much to the point where my throat turned raw and I was practically a frog for 2 days. But now I'm finally getting over it, but I'm still having a little bit of scratchiness. No, I'll be fine. You should help with Yasu. I'm sure his parents will appreciate the support.
If you're sure, call me if you run into any trouble. Any at all, okay?
I feel far too exhausted to even attempt to argue. Somehow I manage a nod, and we part ways. I hope I can make it to Aurelia's place before I pass out. A few days have passed. Those few days have been spent feeling anxious over Takumi, or rather the very noticeable lack of him. Aurelia hasn't let me stay in bed, however. She's been making me practice some basic self-defense with her or study up on my magic. I've practiced a few new spells, but I can't know if I'll be able to do them correctly until I'm actually fighting. Today, I've been awake for a while, but I still can't find it in me to get out of bed, even though I know Aurelia might come make me. I sigh and turn over. My feet tangle in the bed sheets, but I can't find it in myself to care. I know that thinking about him is pointless right now, as I haven't been able to get back in contact with Jinsel. And I only just started feeling like I'm not going to drop from exhaustion any minute. My mind slowly drifts as I look out the window. Why did Shizuka put Yasu in a coma? Why was she in contact with the Okiras? Was she just evil all along? My phone rings, interrupting my train of thoughts. Then I quickly turn back over and grab my phone. The name Jinsol Moon flashes on the screen. I nearly drop my phone trying to answer. Hello?
Hey, I need to talk to you in person.
Okay, sure. Where do I...
Come to the hospital, to Yasu's room.
Okay, I'll see you soon. I end the call. That is a typo. I end the call and jump out of bed to get ready. Although curious as to why we're meeting here, I got dressed and made it over to Yasu's hospital room as directed. I open the door to Yasu's room and stop, completely stunned. A vaguely familiar tall man stands in front of the windows. Ooh, he's actually good looking. His black hair is styled to absolute perfection. Every single strand of his hair seemed to be deliberately placed just right. Nah, doesn't look like it from here. He's working on fixing his cuffs on an expensive-looking suit as he looks down at Jinsel, who's sitting on the edge of the hospital bed. They turn to look at me, and I'm suddenly struck by how handsome this stranger is. Only, it's not a stranger at all. Yasu. Yasu is no longer the sickly, gaunt-looking Yasu, but a built, strong, and sturdy-looking man. The Yasu standing before me looks so completely different from when I saw him just a few days ago, and I don't know how to react. Am I seeing things? Did I finally lose it?
Hey, Munchie. You finally came to see me. Feeling better?
Whatever words I do try to form come out as incoherent noises instead. Yasuhiro finishes fixing his suit and walks right up to me. I find myself looking up at him, still unable to get myself out of my shocked state. Was he always this tall? Yasu smiles down at me. The kind smile that always made me feel so calm and safe when I was younger. There's something different about him. Fangs. And it's not just the fact that he's somehow gone back to looking like he was never in a coma in a span of a few days. Something I can't quite put my finger on. Something strange and different, yet somehow weirdly familiar behind his eyes.
You're surprised to see me like this?
He chuckles.
Not that I blame you. Even my parents were surprised by the speed of my recovery. As it turns out, getting turned into a vampire really helps with that sort of thing.
A vampire? I can't catch up with everything. I'm seeing, hearing. My brain doesn't want to understand this turn of events. Yasuhiro nods, an odd smile playing on his lips, derp.
Not exactly my first choice, but preferable over dying in some dingy alleyway alone. And anyway, it's useful, so I'm not going to complain.
Suddenly, he moves in even closer, taking my hands in his big ones. I feel so small like this.
Thank you, Munchie.
Yasu's smile turns wider, and I can see his fangs glint in the last rays of the setting sun.
I'm told that it was you who woke me up. And when you came in, I felt it. The same kind of gentle energy that reached out to me back then.
Wait. He can sense me? How? I'm not entirely sure that I want to know the answer to that.
You've grown up so beautiful. I really missed a lot. It's strange to suddenly see you like this. It feels like yesterday that I saw a teenaged girl in front of me.
Well, it basically was for him. My lips twitch into a smile. In my heart, I feel for him, to wake up after years and as something entirely different. It must definitely feel far stranger than Yasu is willing to admit. And it's at that moment that it finally clicks. Yasuhiro is as handsome and suave as ever, but my heart just doesn't pound for him like it used to. Someone clears his throat, and Yasuhiro and I turn to Jinsol. Jinsol nods towards the doorway, and we finally realize that Nyoko and Tsurumatsu have just walked in. Yasuhiro calmly steps away from me and turns to greet his parents with a smile.
Mom, Dad, it's good to see you.
Oh, Munchie, you're here.
Good.
Wait, oh, good. Tsurumatsu, I wanted to thank you. I was going to read it as her dad. His dad. I forgot what I did his voice. How I did his voice. Oh, crap.
You brought our son back to us. There are never going to be enough words to properly show you our gratitude. And...
Jinsol clears his throat again, drawing everyone's attention to him.
I apologize for interrupting, but there is something urgent that I need to tell everyone. I'm fairly certain I've found Takumi, and I believe he's with Azucena.
What? I feel a lot of mixed emotions, but mainly relief. Yasuhiro looks just as shocked, so I can make a safe guess that he already knew about his little brother's disappearance.
I don't know what's going on, but the trail Takumi left, it was careless, and anyone could tell that he was looking for her whereabouts. It doesn't bode well.
Everyone in the room is grimly silent, not knowing whether Takumi is dead or alive. And then, suddenly I snap myself out of it and clench my fists. Well, we've just gotta find out what happened then, even if it is into Okura territory.
Wow, Munchie. Wow, Munchie. I don't know what happened, but you've really changed.
I shrug. I guess I have.
Well, I don't like you going, but Jinsol told me you've been fighting this whole time, so... Who am I to judge? I've been lying in a damn bed this entire time.
I'm gonna let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!